Hey guys, welcome back to the DGN Sports Network. Me and Bo are doing NFL picks today. Also, I'm an idiot and I just figured out how to share a screen on Zoom. So we're going to do our best to actually let you see the lines instead of us trying to edit it with our very primitive editing skills. So we will jump right in. And our first game of the week is whenever it shares. We have the Bears at +1 playing the Panthers. What you got, Bo?
All right. Well, first, let's hit our record. Super Circa Millions last week. We had a 4-1 week. That puts us to 15-10 on the season. So we're having a little solid year there. We just got to keep grinding out winning weeks, and we're going to be sitting good at the end of the year.
3-2
And
every time. That's what we got
yep.
to do.
So as for this game, I like the Panthers in this one. I think they've been playing really good lately. They're a tough team. The Bears had the big win last week, but this could be a letdown spot for them, and I'm just really not impressed with them overall as a team. So I like the Panthers here.
Well, I'm with you. I also like the Panthers. I think that the Panthers are quite possibly very much in the running for the most improved team in the NFL. Usually when a coach goes from college to the NFL, the results are laughable. See Nick Saban. But Matt Rule seems to have it kind of figured out, and maybe it's because he made good hires with the OC. But they're trending in the right direction, and with a good draft, could possibly be really contenders. I mean, C-Mac's hurt,
Yeah,
and they're still playing well.
they
So
should get him back in probably 2 more weeks. He'll probably be back.
yeah, I mean, if you had told us before the year they're going to lose Christian McCaffrey and they're going to still be in contention for the playoffs at this point, most people would have thought that you were out of your mind. But here they are, and they're playing a team that has a really good record, and they're a 1 point favorite. I mean, it seems like that Vegas has kind of caught up to the Panthers being a little bit better than what they were expected to be.
Yeah,
Also, I keep coming back to this every time, but that +2,000 that you could have got on them winning the division. Well, it's looking. You're not upset if you got that bet right now.
he's got a chance.
Yeah, I mean and I'm not saying that you feel like it's in the house either. It's got a little ways to go, but that division's always just a dogfight, and they are given that there's no easy wins in that one unless you play Atlanta and you have a big lead in the fourth quarter. But
Right.
Ben's not here to defend himself, so I'm not going to just hammer him too bad. Okay, we got the Detroit Lions right here at -3.5 playing the Jags.
All right, this one is. I'm gonna go with the Lions, but I really don't like that 3.5. I wish it would get down to 3, and then I'd feel a little bit better. But the Jags have just looked like a dumpster fire lately to me. They give the Texans their first win last week and looked terrible doing it. Lions got off to a hot start, the big lead, and then they blew it. But they almost came back at the end of that game. So there's a team that can score some points and have been playing decent, just hadn't quite fell their way. So give me the Lions on this one.
I can't remember what I said in the video I made earlier, which is exactly why that I don't do real well making these videos on my picks as far as I actually know what I pick when we're doing the contest. Um, every bit of me wants to say the Jags because I don't like Stafford as a favorite, but I think I'm kind of with you on this. The Lions are capable of scoring points and they're capable of putting pressure on other offenses because they've got to get 7 instead of being able to play and, get a couple of first downs, punt back, and play field position. Um, so yeah, if I picked the Jags in the first video, well, I'm going to take the Lions in this one, and I guess I can't lose now. Um, you know, who knows? It's probably a stupid strategy, but
That's one way
okay,
to do it.
we'll move this screen down some and see if I can't figure out how to do that. Um, the next game is the Falcons +4 playing the Vikings.
This one's a tough one too. You got Cook out for the Vikings, but the backup here is pretty good. And then you got the Falcons coming off the firing of the head coach, which would normally be a pretty good spot to take take the team coming off that firing, but I think I will. They can score some points here too. They've been up on some good teams. Oh, we there?
Yeah.
My bad. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think they can keep this one close. A tough game though. I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I mean, typically when Cousin Flex has a betting maxim, you should follow it because Cousin Flex is Cousin Flex for a reason. But every bit of me wants to go with the Vikings on this, and that might be the stupid thing to think because they definitely the Vikings I think are the better team here, but
Yeah.
You got the Falcons that are probably relieved to be changing it up a little bit, and maybe that gives them a spark this week. Let's go with the Vikings still, even though I wouldn't touch this game if I was actually betting this on Sunday. This one won't have a chance to touch our sucker card.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how the Falcons come out with the new coach.
Well, the talent's there. It's just that they have pissed away so many good, solid games. Like they've not just gotten drug very often this year. But you go and they have that Dallas fiasco, and I mean Dan Quinn might as well have just resigned after that because there's no way he was surviving if he didn't have a very strong end of the season after losing that game.
Right.
I don't know. That's a tough one, but won't be on my card. But if I'm gonna make a pick, we'll go with the Vikings. I mean they're kind of waking up here in the middle of the season too.
Gotcha.
The Texans plus 3.5, another one that has a Cousin Flex betting maxim, playing the Titans minus 3.5.
So what's this one? Start that out like Cousin Flex rule.
Flex says that the week that a NFL team fires the coach, he loves to take that team. And I think he thinks he's probably getting some value because a lot of people are going to obviously go the other way. But
Well,
he
the
says,
Texans fired 2 weeks ago, though.
yeah, he says 2 weeks after the second week, take whoever they're playing.
Okay.
And so, I mean, if O'Brien was still the coach, I still want the Titans here. The Titans are a lot better than I think people thought they were.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna piggyback that one. Then I'm gonna take the Titans. I hate the number at 3.5, but sounds good to me. Let's roll with the Titans.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if that game's 21-3 in the halftime, something like that.
Titans defense looked really good the other night against the Bills.
Yeah, and the Bills are a sneaky good team.
Yeah.
All right, in the Vomit Bowl, we have the Washington football team Redskins plus 3 playing the Giants.
I didn't think I'd get to do this year, but I'm going to take the Giants as a 3-point favorite. I thought they'd be an underdog to almost everybody, but here comes the football team that is just terrible. Got the quarterback issues. I don't know if they're about to tank this season or what's going on.
You act like they hadn't been tanking already.
Well, look at the records, though. They're only like a half a game out of first in the division, which is just terrible.
That division is.
So it's kind of hard to wrap the season up when you're a game back.
I mean, the division is wide open. Ron Rivera is their coach in his first year. It wouldn't hurt his feelings at all to drag them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, both of these teams should lose out and hope to get at the top of that draft. But the NFL just does not really typically tank like that. I mean, like one team might, but you're not going to see an entire division where that Dak gets hurt last week and then the rest of who's going to win it? If you have the Eagles right now, do you feel good? No. You don't feel good with the Cowboys, and you couldn't feel good with either of these two teams.
Well,
and let's just go back. Making the playoffs.
I took the Giants to win the division before the season, so let's don't forget about that.
Well, I mean, there it is. That's the gambler I know.
They got a chance still.
Well, I'll pull for you this week, even though I think it's the wrong side to take on this game. But I don't think that either side that you take is a good side because I hate seeing the Giants as a favorite, and I hate seeing the Washington football team on my card. Period, because you don't know what you're getting from them week to week. So I'll ride with you. I'm gonna pull for your prop bet, and I'll take
Uh,
the Giants.
you
I'm
should
sorry,
probably
I
fade.
didn't give the prop bet.
You should probably fade it, but
Well, I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm the kiss of death, and I feel like it's being a bad friend to even take the same side as you because it's messing you up probably. But
your record's way better than mine on the season. So
well, it's a ESPN. It doesn't really count.
yeah,
Um, okay, the Browns +4 playing the Steelers. This one's interesting to me too.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one. The Browns had a good win. Was it last week? I believe been playing good. Offense have been looking good, but Baker Mayfield's banged up with the rib injury. Their offensive line is really suspect. And the Steelers have the best defense in the league, pretty much. Their pass rush is awesome. And they've got Big Ben back looking healthy with some receivers to throw the ball to. So I'm going to take the Steelers to cover this one.
Those guys in daily fantasy last week that took that Steelers receiver, I think it's Claypool. They
Yeah.
were happy guys. Um, but I'm gonna go the other side. I like the Browns. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about the Browns. You don't know if the new coach is starting to really gel and figure out how to use his players correctly. But the last few weeks, their offense has looked really strong. And I mean, in the NFL, if you can score points, you got a really good chance to cover. If you don't win, you're still probably gonna cover most games. And it's kind of like somebody finally figured out, hey, we got two elite receivers and a great running back. Our quarterback doesn't have to be all world. Just get them the ball. And they're doing that. They've run that double reverse pass 2 weeks in a row. And I think if they bring it out again this week, it's getting into Gus Malzahn territory. But I mean,
Yeah.
at least it's working. So what do?
And you could easily see this one Browns being down by like 2 or 3 points and Baker throwing a pick six, though, for the Steelers to cover.
Oh, I can see this one playing out in every possible way that is not good. This is not something that I'll put on a card, I don't think, but it's a game that I would want to watch. I think it's
Yeah.
got a lot of interesting. Um, I think we get to figure out a little bit more about if the Browns are beating up on worse teams right now, or if the Browns are actually pretty good, and we'll know that at the end of the week. But unfortunately, you don't get to know that before the week, so you get to gamble on a hunch. You know, always
Yeah.
very,
Makes
very
it fun.
okay. The Ravens, who are apparently 10 points better than everybody in the world, -8 playing the Eagles.
I'm going to take the Eagles on this one. I think it's a few too many points to be at the Eagles, who looks like they're finally getting their stuff together. People are getting healthy and they're looking a little bit better. I think the Ravens are a good team. I think this was just a little much. So I'm giving me the Eagles.
Right there with you. I mean, probably not going to be a card pick, but I could see the Eagles hanging around and winning this game, even though they're from the terrible vomit division. But 8 points is a lot of points in the NFL.
That's right.
And as much as it kills you if you're on the other side of it, because you think, okay, well, the Ravens are a steamroller. Well, yeah, they're really good. But I mean, never forget that the 18-0 Patriots got beat by the god awful Giants that year. They should. I think that was a 14-point spread in the Super Bowl, and they lost straight up. So I mean, do we want to get into conspiracy theory, Wes, and put our 10 hats on? Because I completely think that game was rigged. But that's neither here nor there. But
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing every time you have a first down that there's a hold only on one side of the ball. It is what it is. Okay. I'll drift off of this. We don't need the internet haters to go insane thinking, who is this fat guy talking nonsense? The
Rigged
Bengals
NFL.
+8 playing the Colts. This one is on my card this week. I bet you know which side I'm taking.
Yeah, I bet you got the Bengals, and I
You're
guess
right.
I'm going to take them too. I don't see Philip Rivers covering 8 points to really anybody. Maybe the Jets, but
Oh,
yeah. So give me the Bengals. Look for them to bounce back a little bit after the tough loss last week. They couldn't get anything going. Looked terrible. They're not that bad of a team, and the Colts are not that good of a team to me. They've got a good defense, but I don't trust them fully. So give me the Bengals here. That's a lot of points. Yeah, give me
there
the
was
Bengals.
there was a 10 commandments of betting. In the top 5 of these commandments would be don't have Philip Rivers as a big favorite. Now take him every time he's a big dog because he will fight. He's going to be. He's a tenacious guy. But he's had turnover issues the last 2 years. I think he had 20 turnovers last season with the Chargers. And even though this year he's not thrown many picks, when he throws one, it's either terrible situationally or the one that he threw last week that was a pick six. I mean, it was just. I mean, I don't say these kind of things lightly, but almost anybody watching this video could have taken that one back to the house. I mean, it's pretty bad. Um, so and I think the Bengals, even though I think that as we get further on in the season, the value we were getting with Joe Burrow being a lot better and the Bengals being better than people expected is going to diminish, and Vegas is going to get that number right. But I think if they put this at 6.5, there'd be a lot of action on the other side. I think the number's right on this game, and I think that the Bengals are solid. They don't have a money line on it, which I would have thought would have been a fun one to have. But they don't have it up as you see right here. If you're watching us, we've got my bookie AG on our screen share. I hope that it's actually showing up enough for everybody to see it, and maybe you get a break from my face. But yeah, no money line out. That's kind of suspect when they got the next two that are bigger dogs up. But if you get a money line plus 300 range or so, I'd be interested in putting a little bit on that and just seeing how it goes.
There you go.
Okay, we got the Broncos plus 9.5 playing the Patriots. A
So
lot of
don't want to
here.
don't want to disappoint you, but I think your face is going to be in the corner of the video regardless. So,
Well,
but on this one, I think I'm going to take the Patriots. I hate taking the big number, but I don't even know who's playing quarterback for the Broncos this week. I don't know if it's Driscoll or Locke is back. I'm not sure. And I'm pretty sure Cam is back, even though he's listed as questionable, but I believe he's going to be back. The Patriots are just a way better team here. Yeah, I know it's a huge number, but I don't trust the Broncos to get it done, to even score that much at all. So give me the Patriots.
well, I'm gonna be on the opposite side of you again. And yes, the video I made yesterday, I had not seen that Cam was going to be back. I did see that I think last night, and I mean, look, Cam is my favorite player in the NFL. I mean, obviously we have some ties to him from the past, and he brought me the happiest moments of college football fandom ever. The best $180,000 a college team could have ever spent. On that note, though, typically in his NFL career, when I feel like they are unbeatable, they're a grinded out team. They get to third and medium, third and short. Cam can pick it up, or they can open up the short passing game. Cam is not typically beat teams 49-7. And if I've got a 9.5 point favorite, I want a team that I feel like I know they're going to go and hang 42 on the board. If it's a Sunday, a Saturday, if they're playing in London, wherever they're playing, I think they should be a 40 points a game team, and they're playing a team that is pretty weak offensively. I don't think the Patriots are that team right now. And so I want the Broncos.
Yeah, but they don't have to be that team in this game. I
No,
mean,
no.
they can get to
They could be
20.
a team that scores 10 points in this game and cover this.
Right, yeah. I mean, this one could be a 24-10 one, and you still get home.
And I don't disagree with that, but if I'm in question, if this is not going to make my card, but if I'm ever like in doubt, or if I think I kind of like think both of the sides are pretty even, I want the dog most of the time
Yeah.
because I think that my margin of error is there, and that the league is so equal throughout that that's who I'm typically going to want. Now I'm going to get to really test this theory because the next game is the gross Jets plus 10 playing the
Oh.
Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins. I cannot back the Jets. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I don't think I'll put the Dolphins on my card, but I know I'm damn sure not putting the Jets on it. So um, that nothing about them looks good. They got issues everywhere. And as for the Dolphins, they're kind of rolling a little bit. The QB's getting it going. He's not throwing picks as bad as he has in the past, and they look pretty good actually. So give me the Dolphins.
Well, you know that there is nothing I hate in our circle group more than Tyler making blanket statements. I'm not taking the Jets again this year. I'm taking whoever they play until they don't cover. Well, I kind of hated myself because I agreed with it. Um,
You, you just can't take them right now.
now, I'm not going to put it on the card because I don't have any confidence that the Dolphins will cover, but I'm not touching the Jets probably the rest of the year. I'm going to just pretend that they have COVID. I'm going to distance myself from them. And I'm going. I mean, it's a tempting line. You get in the double
Yeah,
digits in the NFL. I mean, it makes me want to take them, but I'm not touching it. There's not enough benefit there for me to be pulling that trigger.
gotcha.
Okay, let's pull these up again. Our next game is the Tampa Bay Bucks plus 1.5 playing the Packers.
Oh, this one should be a good one. A lot of people looking forward to watching this one. In the Circa card, this is a pick 'em, so that's interesting.
Hmm.
But I think I'm going to take the Packers here. I know it's on the road, but you got less fans, so that's not as big of a deal. And I think I trust Aaron Rodgers in their offense more than I do Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. So I'm going to take the Packers. I know the Bucks have a really good defense, but we're just going to let this one ride with Green Bay.
I feel like the Dave Chappelle thing where they're having Samuel Jackson beer because I'm like, me too. I mean, that's you said everything I would have said, especially if you're getting them at a pick in the other card.
Yeah,
I mean, I expect a whole lot of action in this game for that. I mean, but I do like that if you're getting something in a contest like that where all you have to do is be right about the winner, then I feel good about it. It's pretty even odds on the website here. The Packers are minus 120. The Bucks are even at plus 100. Um, I mean, that's a slight discount on either one, but it's just clear that there's a whole lot of people that think this one's going to be money on both sides and pick your winner and hope for the best. In those situations, I like the quarterback that I feel like is the best, and that is Aaron Rodgers right now. Now, we're not saying the best all time before we get into that pissing contest, but this year, this current situation that we're in, if you give me one game and you have to win it, I would rather have Rodgers than Brady.
yeah.
You know,
I
if we
feel like
get
Rodgers he's almost got like a chip on his shoulder too. He's got something to prove. So I think
I
he'll.
think he got a little pissed off at the way that people thought that he was past his prime, and then they drafted
Yeah,
a quarterback early, and um,
but he
he's
may be ready for this one.
yeah, that's who I'd like to have in it. Now, if we get in the time machine and go back 10 years, well, then it's totally different situation. But as to my knowledge, there's not a time machine that exists yet, and if there is, I would like to rent some time with it because I could undo some bad decisions and make some really good bets.
Yeah, make some good bets.
It'd be really fun to hop in the time machine and knock down a good 25 game parlay.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to do this all the time.
No, I mean it would be a little different. Okay, we got the Rams minus 3.5 playing the Niners.
All right, so this one on Circa, this one on the card is -3. So I'm going to lean with them. Probably wouldn't bet it at that 3.5 number, but I might. I really like them. I think the Rams are a good team. 49ers have injuries everywhere. They've got a few people back healthy, but they're a tough out right now with all their injuries. And the Rams dominate this division. Their record against division opponents is great. It's almost like McVay wants to send a little point to everybody else that he's still the man and the Rams are the team to beat. So even though 49ers got them last year, but give me the Rams -3.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on record as saying that the Rams are my favorite for the division. Thought you got a lot of value there preseason. I watched a video on YouTube. A guy was showing how that they were using their personnel, and the whole video was really about how that Belichick defended them using a 6-1 to take away their tight end drags, and it was super great. I wish I could think about where that was because that video was really informative. But give me the Rams playing a decimated by injuries team, Niners. I mean, it's just really hard to take a team that's supposed to be, it's being valued as really good, but they've got missing pieces. And I think the value here is in the Rams because, what would happen if Goff was hurt and they were starting their second string guy? What would this line be?
Ooh.
It's a 6-point swing the other way. And then do you feel real comfortable laying 3.5 with the Niners? No.
Yeah,
So,
it'd at least go to a pick 'em. I don't know if it'd go 6 points, but yeah, it would be a huge swing.
And so based on that, based on the fact that we don't know that Jimmy G is going to play, and if he does, is he going to be healthy? So let's go with the Rams. And if the 49ers come back and have their whole team healthy, well, then this might look like a stupid pick, but I probably will even have this one on the card. I like it the more I think about it. The Chiefs -4.5 playing the Bills on Monday.
This is a tough one, but I'm going with the Bills +3.5, or what is it, 4.5?
4.5.
4.5. KC coming off the loss, that doesn't happen much. They might have been looking ahead here a little bit. Bills is also coming off the loss. They've had just a stupid, ridiculous schedule to have to deal with, not knowing if they're playing, just the back and forth. But I've been really impressed with the Bills' offense. This might be one of the teams that could actually score with the Chiefs, just back and forth if we get to see that. So I think it's going to be a fun to watch. So I'm going to take the points and hope it's a good game.
This is one of those things that Tyler always talks about that I kind of discount because, the Bills are on a short week. They played Monday night. And my thought on this is these guys are professionals. This is their job. You're taking away one day of recovery, but they didn't have a lot of injuries. They didn't have anything major happen in this game. If they had said Josh Allen had an ankle sprain in this game, and he's, if they were playing, well, no, this is just a full week. It's a Monday game. So
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They played Monday night, so.
So I'm an idiot, but just to pull on that point a little bit, I've never really put a lot of stock into that premise. Like,
Well,
this
the
is
only
their
thing on
job.
that, the Chiefs did play Sunday, so I guess technically they get an extra day to prepare, or 2 extra days. The Bills played Tuesday, so it is a little bit of a short week.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Chiefs get 2 extra days to look at them, and Andy Reid is really good with extra time, but still.
But even considering all of that, I mean, I don't know how much of at this point there's so much. This is not like that you're in high school ball and you got a 1A school playing 4 hours away that you have one video on from 3 years ago. This is the NFL where their all 22 is available constantly.
Right.
And they have more data and more analytics than we can even fathom. So I don't know that you get a lot of value from losing that day if there's not some injury you're worried about. Even saying that, I'm going to go with you on this one, and I think I probably took the Chiefs on my other video, but this one's one I won't touch. I would love to watch it, and I'm going to take the Bills, and I really think that you probably could end up at halftime feeling like an idiot or a genius.
Yeah,
But
this one,
it's got some potential.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is going to be on my card. It is the Cardinals -1.5 playing the Cowboys.
Trying to think who I think you're going to take on your card. I'm taking the Cowboys. I think this is a good spot for them. They'll be a more balanced team now. They'll get Zeke more involved. So I'm not expecting the offense is definitely going to be not as good, but I think they still have a chance to score some points here. They just need the defense to show up. And the Cardinals, they looked great last week against the Jets, but a couple of weeks before that, they had been playing in some tight games. I just think they're a little bit overvalued. So give me the Cowboys here.
Well, I'm sure you're surprised, but I'm not taking an Andy Dalton led Cowboys team. I mean, the Red Rockets just not going to do it for me here. He hasn't played, 50 plays this year, and we're going to have him coming in as a close game.
All he's got to do is just game manage, though. Short passes, get the ball to Zeke, get the ball to the receivers.
And
They're
then
not
we got
asking him to go out and light it up.
I mean, I love why Kyler is exactly what that you used to play with when you had NCAA, and you could back when you could game the game and put a defensive back as the quarterback.
Yeah,
Except that he could actually throw the ball. And I love watching him, and I just don't really. I think the Cowboys are going to be very, understandably crestfallen after last week. I mean, they know that their quarterback's done. They're going to be fight. I mean, the division's terrible. They can still sneak into the playoffs, but
yeah.
do you really? I mean, if you're the other 52 guys on that team, how do you really feel playing this game? Like, is Dalton going to be the guy that lights it up and they're going to feel confident again, or are they really a lot more likely to struggle this week and possibly pull out a win? But I think a couple of losses here might be the death knell on them. And another thing to consider here, we love to talk about when an athlete holds out, and people get really hot and bothered by that. But Dak did not. I mean, he was asking for what I thought was an unreasonable amount as a quarterback. I think he was trying to value himself like a Russell Wilson. He's not. But is this the time where the Cowboys are like, hey, we could lose out getting that Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes? We don't have to sign this guy long term. We got him on a franchise tag, and they secure their future by getting the high first round pick, who's what we think is a generational quarterback at this point. I mean,
They're not.
is that the angle that could happen?
No chance. They're not that bad of a team to lose. Like Andy Dalton's not going to lose out with them. He's not that bad of a quarterback. There's
I know
enough
it's not
talent.
that bad, but you got to remember, man, Jerry Jones is the guy pulling the strings, and he may tell McCarthy, "Hey, look, let's hang out here. Let's get a great quarterback on a rookie deal for 4 to 5 years. It lets us do a lot with the cap, and then they're in position to be dominant." It's kind of like, do you want instant gratification, or do you want your short term? We're going to sneak into the playoffs this year, get beat in the first round. And I'm
Jerry
a
Jones
long play guy.
Jerry Jones is not a long play guy. He likes the spotlight on him all
He
the
is
time.
too close to dead for long plays.
Yeah, he's not going to delay anything. So they're gonna keep grinding and try to win the division. I think so. They're going to win this game.
It'd be really tempting for me, given we're not 40 yet. But if we were 80ish, we might think, okay, we don't have many years left of this. But you let the Cowboys get in the top half of that draft and get Trevor Lawrence. And if he's as good as we think he is, and they get him cheap, just what exactly what's happening to Dak here. Draft him in the third round, got him cheap. He's been on a rookie deal, and he's outplayed the contract clearly. But they were able to build a whole lot around him because they didn't have cap issues. So I don't know, it was just an interesting way to look at
Trevor
it.
Lawrence
Probably doesn't mean anything, but
Trevor Lawrence isn't falling to the third round though. He's going to be the first pick.
oh yeah, he's definitely going to be the first pick. So for them to get him, they need to start doing some losing.
I think that they're going to have to fight really hard against the Jets and the Washington team to get that.
God, I hope he doesn't go
They're
to
nowhere.
the
Just think
Jets.
about that. They're nowhere near as bad as those teams. This team's still
I don't
going to
know
win some
that the
games.
Jets are better than Auburn, and I think Auburn is awful. But the Jets are, oh, they're terrible to watch.
Yeah, the Cowboys are still an 8-8 team.
Yeah, and they're still fun to watch, even though I don't like them. Okay, well, that gets us through
Good Monday.
this. Little different video this time. We had trouble correlating everybody's times, but please like and subscribe. That helps us. We would like to be able to do this for a job. This would be fun for us. Getting to talk football with your buddies, and eventually we'll probably get into some other stuff. But with liking and subscribing helps us achieve that goal. So please do that.
Yep.
And we will be back whenever we can get everybody together next week to talk about things and probably tell you how much you should be fading us. So
I'm coming off my first winning week of the year, so I'm in the ESPN pick'em. Been doing pretty good on the
we were
circuit.
selling
So.
these pieces, we'd have a bunch of people upset.
Yeah, they should buy them and fade us on ESPN.
And there it is. Not
The
Ben.
circuit picks been doing good though.
Ben can't lose on ESPN.
Yeah, Ben's on fire. I'll post his record when I share this.
I mean, mine's respectable, but Ben is untouchable on there right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have a good week. Wish me luck. I've got to be attending a wedding this weekend, and that has all kinds of negative implications for me that I could make a fool of myself or, upset my wife as I do from time to time. So
Yeah, good luck with that.
yeah, I'm gonna need it. All right. See you guys.
Good luck, everybody.